Hey, and welcome to another episode of You Love Comic Books. This is episode 48 of a YouTube show where I showcase my recent comic book hauls, comic book speculations, stuff from my collection, and I'll even do some mini reviews of stuff from my weekly pull list. Before I get into the haul, I would like you to, if you found yourself watching this video, it's probably because you like everything I just listed before. So why not subscribe? Become part of the You Love Comic Book conversation. If you watch the episode and you enjoy it, give it a like. If you have any questions, what you see, leave a comment. Help me smash the algorithm by, liking it, commenting, hey, subscribing. I just want to thank everyone. I'm at 326 subscribers as of right now. I think that's pretty cool. My goal is to get to 1,000, but I'm gonna do a contest, right? So when I get to 500 subscribers, I'll announce the giveaway, and then obviously when I get to 1,000 subscribers, that's when I'll give it away. That's how it works, I guess, a giveaway, right? So last week's episode was my convention haul stuff. I went to a comic convention. It was my birthday, and I did a little splurging, got some awesome keys, so check that out. It's my last video. And then while I was doing that in the background, I was doing my regular haul, stuff, new books and stuff I find in stores. So we're going to go look at that, So let's just start with the stuff from the pull list, the newer books. Here we go. All right, so Harley Quinn 30th anniversary. Honestly, I skimmed through it. I didn't read it. I wasn't gonna buy it. It's a $10 book. The only reason why I got this book is this amazing art charm cover. It is one of the coolest covers I've seen in a long time. It's one of my favorite pieces of art from him. Like, his stuff's it's more painted looking, and this one has a little more of a graphic look. It is a homage to her first appearance in Batman animated series. You can correct me, guys. Here, is it 11 or 12? It's one of those. One of those books worth $5 to $10, and the other one's worth $1,000. That's the one with Harley Quinn. So it's kind of cool. This is like the aftermath of that cover. Batgirl's in the front, the two of them are in the back, and now look at that. Batgirl's over here, and she's all tied up. This is just the standard cover. The one that's going for like 70 to $100 is the foil. I saw that one. I would never buy that one, but I like the regular version actually better, so whatever. Super cool though. One of my favorite covers. This one, Exterminators #1. This is literally a cover buy as well. I try to grab any of these Arthur Adams variants. They tend to mostly been just like, especially when it's the female character, kind of like a bust cover. Like, literally, that's what it is. It's like chest up. This one is obviously of X23 Wolverine and Laura, I think her name is. I only bought it because of the variant cover. They had it on the stand, and I didn't know it was even coming out, so I was happy to grab it. I read this comic, though, and it was pretty bad. But whatever. Again, straight up cover buy. Darth Vader 27. This just continues that. Again, also a sick cover. The Star Wars comics since 26 of like Vader and Star Wars, their A covers are getting really good. Like, I feel like they're putting a little more effort. There's just like, they're more iconic looking, and this is definitely one of the better covers as well. Last issue was sick. It was like the Vader like in the desert. It was pretty awesome. This just continues the story. It's good. I feel like these stories get padded out. There's no reason for this storyline to be like 27 issues so far. I think, well, it's like Padme's double, whatever you call her, the decoy. I totally forget her name every time I do one of these reviews on these books. So there's like an interesting story. You got a woman that looks like, Vader's confronted by a woman who kind of resembles his dead wife. This is that in between Empire and Return where Vader is very conflicted. He, confronts his son. We know where he ends up in Return of the Jedi. So this is kind of like a cool little story in between. Hopefully it ends really good, because like I said, I feel like it's just kind of, this has been like, I swear she's been around for like 15 issues. I could be wrong. Fantastic Four. This was just like a Judgment Day tie-in. I hate when they shove in these tie-ins into like comics that, like, I don't know, like I read Fantastic Four. I'm not reading Judgment Day. I think that's what it's called. But I made sure to grab this sick variant edition. I forgot the name of the artist, RD. I forgot what it stands for. If you know what it is, leave a comment. But I feel like this is one of the better ones. Also, I like the more front on versus like a lot of them more like a 3/4 pose. You got all her crazy costumes in the past. Obviously, you got her Malice. I think that was her name. That version, and then the crazy 4 boob window, which is just possibly one of the worst costume designs ever. But awesome cover. Story was pretty good. I think they did a good job of like, it's like a loose tie-in. Like if you were reading Judgment Day and you were like, oh my god, I gotta get Fantastic Four. No, you don't. I don't think you need to read Fantastic Four to complete the Judgment Day storyline. But then again, I'm not reading Judgment Day, so what do I know? Maybe it's the most important story in the whole series. Mandalorian 3. Honestly, I just skimmed through this. This is literally just a, what do you call it? It's an adaptation of season 1. I mean, I'm happy to grab it. I'm going to buy the series. I think it's more just for collecting purposes. They didn't have the regular cover, but I do really enjoy this variant edition. I'm happy to grab this one. I think with the whole, Grogu, Baby Yoda, whatever you want to call him, his obsession with the little ball on that. Gun Honey. Honestly, I don't even know why I got this. I just grabbed it. I saw like a ton of hype behind this. Again, I think this is an art germ cover, another one. I think this was just what we call, it was cover price. It was on the stand, and I would call this a classic case of FOMO, which I hate that term, but it is a real term, and it really is a big thing in the comic industry. Collecting industry, at least. Ed Brubaker wrote it, so maybe I will check it out. Maybe it's good. We'll see. I mean, it's a pretty gnarly cover. All right, here we go. On to the haul. Got this one for $1. Nightbreed #1. Clive Barker's Nightbreed. Basically, sort of for $1. It's in decent condition. It's got like 1 or 2 little minor spine ticks, but it's the I mean, they just announced, the trailer for the new Hellraiser dropped. It's gonna be on Hulu. I think it looks like it's gonna be good. Hopefully it's good. And who the hell knows, man? Maybe I doubt they'll make another Nightbreed movie, but you never know. So I figured it couldn't hurt to grab it, and I always liked that movie. I mean, serves multiple purposes. This was a $1 book. I really enjoyed that movie. It's cheesy as hell. If you ever watched it, I forgot there's like an unnecessarily long like concert scene in the movie that has like nothing to do with the movie. I always love when they do that. You're just like, did they not have an editor that week? Yeah, so this is a long-term spec. It's like, okay, if Hellraiser does really well, that means they'll do more Hellraiser movies. And if they do more Hellraiser movies, that means they're interested in Clive Barker's other past things. So who knows? Okay. Just a free book. It was Batman Day. I always figure it's always cool to grab one of these reprints of, Hush, especially for Batman Day. Okay, this was at a store. Cover price, She-Hulk #4. This is the first team up between She-Hulk and Matt Murdock. I've actually have a couple of these, sold a couple of these. We'll see. He's showing up. We all saw the trailer. I have a feeling this is going to be the book of the week. Depending on, I think there's only 2 episodes left. I think he would probably show up in this episode, not the last episode. But I don't know. I don't write the show, so I have no idea. And I saw this as well, number 10. I was trying to find like 7 or 8 that has Daredevil on the cover, but I figured might as well get the other issue on the cover with Matt Murdock. So couldn't hurt, and it was cover price. So, and it's in great condition. Grabbed another one of these for cover price. Basically, this store, it's like they have this weird policy. If it doesn't have a price on their back issues, they're all $4. I don't know, whatever. So I feel like, okay, some of these books should not be $4. They should probably only be $2. But in some other cases, sometimes I find some crazy stuff for just $4 there. I'll show you one in a second. This one has a minor spec to it. It's this dude. Unfortunately, John Hurd, I think his name is, the guy who plays Thunderbolt Ross, passed away earlier this year. And, there's rumors of the Red Hulk. They've been talking about the Red Hulk showing up, maybe in Thunderbolts. Who the hell knows? We know that the plot in She-Hulk is trying to get She-Hulk's blood. Hulk is off planet right now, so if they're going to try to get Hulk blood, they're going to go after She-Hulk. And that could lead to the creation of a Red Hulk, which might be this character. And so this is one of those, like, hey, couldn't hurt. This is like my second copy of this. So I think I'm good, though. I'm done on buying USA Avengers #1. I think there's a couple other first appearances in this book. Grabbed another one of these. And happy to grab another one of these. Secret Wars 33. This is the first mentioning of an incursion, which was mentioned in Multiverse of Madness. Probably they announced the Secret Wars movie. This one was, I think they probably just charged cover price. It was $4.99. I actually paid like more than double for this somewhere else. Like a month or two ago at another store. So happy to get this just for cover price. And this might even be in better condition. Just happy to get it. It's a sick ass cover. And I feel like, this is going to be a book people are going to be looking for. It's weird. I never see these in stores. This one store had a bunch of these. And I was going to be like a greedy pig and buy a bunch. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get one more. I don't need 10 of these. All right. Happy to grab these. These were 12 each. These are in really nice condition. Amazing Spider-Man 227. This is end 226. This is like the last appearance of Black Cat in the Amazing Spider-Man series until she kind of becomes a regular in Spectacular Spider-Man. She becomes like they kind of do like a whole, I don't know if you remember back in the day, this is a long time ago, in the 70s, they did basically a co-lead where it was like Daredevil and Black Widow. They kind of did that with this book, with Spectacular Spider-Man, where Black Cat kind of became a co-lead in that series. She first appears in 194, second appearance 195, and then you want to look for I think it's 204 and 205, and then she doesn't show up again until these issues. And what's crazy is these issues go for more than 204 or 205. I've seen for some reason these issues go for $20-$30 on average. So I was happy to get these for 12. I did freak out a little bit when I saw this on here. I was like, oh no, I got home and I just didn't, I don't know why I didn't pay attention to it. I try to look at these books and examine when I buy them. I freaked out a little bit. I was like, oh no, is this color rub? Let me see if it. It's not. It's a print defect. There's pixel dot gain on it. I actually Google searched and several versions of this, print error, shows up on this book. It shouldn't be like that, but again, it wasn't color rub or a weird fingerprint that happens. You do see that sometimes. So happy to have this, and that completes my Black Cat and early Amazing Spider-Man issue appearances. Went to a different store, got this. It was only $4.99. It's in decent condition. I think I messed up, though. I think I already have one of these. Or actually, no, maybe I don't. This is why it's important you make a checklist of books that you're missing. If you're trying to complete a run, especially around this period of X-Men, around this period, these books kind of get a little repetitive. The covers, they're not as, there's only a couple of really truly iconic covers in this time period. So either way, I'm happy to have it. On average, a book like that goes for 10. It was 5. Got this one for 3. I think this was a great deal. Legends #1. This is the first appearance of Amanda Waller. She is kind of like, well, you've seen her in the Suicide Squad movies. She has cameo appearances in the Peacemaker series. She's just been, it's crazy that this is her first appearance. It's like right after Crisis when they relaunched DC. That's led, so you had your Man of Steel series, and then you had your Legends series that kind of reintroduced the DC universe. So they brought her in. This is her first appearance, Legends #1. There was some heat for this book like a few months ago. On average, this book can go for like 10 or 20 bucks. I think if we know she's going to make an appearance, this is a book that will gain some hype. So I always say, like, I already have another one of these. I'll look at which one is better and keep that one. And when the hype starts up again, I will probably, unload one of these to another collector. All right. Went to this store, this other store, and if you watched the past couple weeks of my show, this store has a half price sale all September. So I made sure to get there at least a day or two before the end of the month. It was kind of funny when the guy saw me there. He made a little joke comment, and I said, well, what do you expect? You had a half off under 20. I'm going to take advantage of it. Duh. Whatever. Captain America 17. Kind of just like I've been trying to I missed a lot of issues in this run of the Brubaker. This is the Winter Soldier storyline. 16 is the bigger issue. That's the first appearance of Sin, Red Skull's daughter. Or I guess this iteration. She first appears in like Captain America 290 or something. I don't know. It's kind of mixed up. I don't know if she appears in earlier issues, but 290s where she's like Mother Midnight, I think her name is. That book is picked up, but 16 is really the issue you want to get. I guess she's rumored to be the villain in Captain America New World Order. They just announced. I mean, it's possible that was all rumors, and she's not, because they didn't announce that. They announced they bring back the dude who played the leader, or the guy who was going to be the leader in Incredible Hulk. They announced him as the villain. They didn't announce her at D23, so we'll see. It's priced at $6. It was $3. It's in great condition. Happy to have it. So either way, I wanted to get it, regardless if it's an appearance. I don't care. Wanted to get this one for a while. Just didn't really want to drop any money on it. Iceman #1. It's in great condition. It's a newsstand. They have it as 4. It was 2. So happy to have that. Happy to get a better copy of this book, Avengers 219. They have it listed at 8. It was 4. It's in really great condition. This is so I've been looking to get like the Thanos saga that kind of runs throughout the 70s and early 80s, and they list this as one of the issues. So I don't know. I always wanted to try to complete all those. So happy to have that. And I think there's like a key in here somewhere. Okay, happy to get these. These are in like mid-grade condition, but again, you see the $6 price tag. These were $3 each. Let me show you. Blade Runner #1 and #2. #2, I love this cover. It's just so cool. So yeah, happy to get those for just $3 each. Like I said, they're mid-grade. The issue 1's a better condition. But I feel like a lot of these are like pressable defects, so whatever. It's crazy. This book, I see these in different stores, and they go for like anywhere from like $15 to $60. I think the 60 is a little outrageous, personally. But whatever. If they sell it for that much, all power to them. Good job, I guess. Inhumanoids #1. This has again listed as 4. It was 2. Happy to get this. This is a crazy series that came out in the 80s. And yeah, like it's a really bizarre series that came out it was a cartoon series. It was a toy line. Anyone remembers Inhumanoids? I never got them. you know, I didn't come from money or anything like that, so my toys were limited. So if I was buying just Transformers at the time or GI Joe, I just focused on that, whatever allowance I got or whatever money or whatever. So I couldn't, like, you know, do a little side hustle with Inhumanoids, even though they were sick looking. It's a crazy freaking series that it's demonic as hell, and it's amazing that it was made at the time. They clearly were not paying attention. Like, these villains literally come from like hell. This dude has, like, right here, this guy's got like a crazy like bird skull head, and his chest opens up, and he put these guys in there. I don't know. And anytime I see any of these like licensed comics again, and I mention this every episode of You Love Comic Books, I will try to get these. Will they ever make another Inhumanoid series? Who knows? But if they ever do, this will blow up. Speaking of books that have been blowing up, Marvel presents Bloodstone #2. Issue 1 is the one that's blown up. This is the second part. I already got issue 1 like a year or two ago. Has it listed as 12. It was $6, so I got this for $6. Just happy to get it. It's in great condition. The Werewolf by Night special is coming out in the end of this month. And they already said Bloodstone's going to be in it. I don't think it's the dad, which is this character, and the daughter, which is the current Bloodstone. So it's kind of cool. This one's listed as 15. Got this one for obviously $7.50. It's just an iconic cover. It's kind of messed up, actually. Any of these Black Panther comics, like in Jungle Action or Marvel Premiere appearances, as you can see, the issue #1 I have graded over here. That actually came out. No, this is before. So this is after. Sorry, this is after that series, the Jack Kirby series. The Jungle Action predates Black Panther. Happy to get this. There's one other issue, I think. I think it's 52. This is actually the more, unfortunately, controversial, iconic cover. Happy to have it. Okay, and then here's the last books I got. Start with this one. This was at a different store. Same store where I got the Harley Quinn 30th anniversary. Daredevil 183. I've been wanting to get this book for a long time. They had it for $12. It's in great condition. It had one little tiny nick at the bottom, but I've seen it in worse condition and people wanting like 20, 25 on average for this book. So happy to get it for $12. It's a minor key. It's the first like Punisher Daredevil cover together. I didn't know this. I always thought this was the first Punisher in Daredevil, but I guess 181 is actually, and I guess it makes sense since it says again the Punisher, and I guess Daredevil dies in this issue, gets his guts blown out. I don't know. Happy to have it either way. Then I grabbed two of these guys. One was 5 and one was 10. I was like sitting there analyzing these two books, and I was like, I'm gonna get one. This one, obviously, the one I put in the Mylar is the better condition. That was the 10. The 5 isn't that much work. Like it's not like this is in perfect condition to begin with. I guess I would say this is probably like I would go fine VF on this guy, right? That's how I would label it. Fine VF, and then I would say this is just fine. It's got a little more stress on it. It's got this weird swoop thing going on there, which actually I was like, is that part of the book? Like a little action lines? Kind of interesting. So I've been wanting to get this one for a while. In this condition, I've seen this go for like $25-$30 actually in most stores. So happy to grab it. Again, just love getting these like licensed books from Marvel from like the 70s and 80s. But one of the reasons I got this was because they just announced another Planet of the Apes movie. Basically continuing from the last one. I think this one's supposed to jump a bunch of years. I doubt this iteration of Planet of the Apes, I doubt they'll ever look like this, where they're in like those costumes, or they wear those tunics or anything like that. I think they're always going to be more like just apes with doing some talking with sign language. But it'll probably be good because those other movies were great. The one with Caesar. So yeah, happy to grab that. Again, I'd say this is something I've been wanting to get for a while for my own personal collection, and I grabbed two because it was 15 basically to get those two. So I figured, why not? Long-term spec, maybe. Yeah. So I would say this was a pretty good haul. You know, I mean, not anything super groundbreaking, but happy to grab these two finally. The Blade Runner issue 1 and 2. Love getting these books all the time. Happy to get these two. And yeah, and again, just happy to grab this cover. This beautiful cover from Art Germ, the Harley Quinn. So yeah, if you like what you saw, give this episode a like. Check out my Instagram, You Love Comic Books, and my eBay, You Love Comic Books. The links are in all episodes in my YouTube. And it's under the same name, You Love Comic Books, so it's super easy to find on Instagram and eBay. You can check out that, see comics, video games, toys, and comic trades that I have on there. Join my Instagram. Currently over 400 followers, so thank you for anyone that is following, subscribing both to You Love Comic Books, the TV show, and You Love Comic Books, the Instagram. You're going to see a previous episode here, previous episode there, and the subscription button right there. So thank you, and have a good one. Bye.